Hey, everybody, and welcome back. Or maybe, welcome back to me. It's not for the lack of topics or conversations that I could have, it's kind of the lack of time that I have to devote to things like YouTube and video making and such not. And it happens, it's always bad in the spring, sometimes summer, and it's all really bad in the fall. Winter, I got time. But that brings me around in a really long-winded way to the topic of faster time. A lot of people are saying time's moving faster now. Time's just ripping by and it's not right. Something's up. Something's fishy with that. Trouble with that is, it simply isn't true. And I'll tell you why. We have these things called clocks. And in the analog clock world, these things go around twice each day. Sun rises, the sun sets, which it doesn't, it's just here, but we're spinning around, you know what I'm saying? A day is as long or as short as it's ever been. In fact, the days are getting longer. And there's a great book that I would recommend. It's written in the 1990s, I believe, Joel Auerbach. I think I've mentioned it before on this channel. It's called Why Things Are. And I've read this book several times, and apart from its anti-God stance, I really enjoy the book. It just asks questions that you kind of wondered about, but you never thought to think to ask. It's hard to say without knowing. Be as it may, it's a great book. I recommend it. But he talks to scientists, and they do a far more lucid explanation of what I'm going to give you here. But basically, the Earth is wearing out, for lack of a scientific term. It's turning infinitesimally, is that a word? I don't know. A little bit slower each time it revolves, just a wee bit. And I'm talking like 60 years from now, it'll be like a fraction of a second slower than it is right now. Point being, the days are getting longer. So in technically, time is moving at just a wee bit slower, not faster. Now, what's with this appearance, this ongoing thing you hear about time's moving faster, especially since 2020? Something happened and time's moving faster. Well, it's not. It boils down to really two reasons for me. Number one, when you were a child, you're always looking forward to something. You're looking forward to the latest holiday. You're looking forward to your birthday. You're looking forward to Christmas. You're looking forward to spring break or summer break, and it's kind of like the old saying, a washed pot never boils. Well, sure it does. It just takes a while, and that's all you're doing is you're watching that pot, waiting for that water to boil. It seems to take forever. It takes whatever it takes, 2 minutes. That's not forever, and it's certainly not never. But when you're a child and you're waiting, at the end of this month, we're going to go to freaking Disney World. Man, I can't wait. And you're watching that pot, basically. You cannot wait every day. It's like, well, I can check another day off, but it's still forever until we get to the end of the month and we get to go to Disney World. As you get older, things become commonplace. Things like holidays, in a certain way, and a lot of people enjoy the holidays, but there's like a little bit of a burden with it. I got to get out the decorations. I got to put up the lights. Oh, we got to make the dinner because all the family's going. I only celebrate one holiday and I enjoy it, but I ain't most people. For most people, it's like you're not really. Man, I can't wait till my birthday. You almost never hear anybody over age 30 saying that. Can't wait, because it becomes commonplace. Not like when you're a child. And so next thing you know, poof, seems like. And now it's your birthday. Now you're another year older. No, boo. You understand my point? The other reason, in my estimation, that time seems to be going faster is because of these little black boxes that we carry around. The black mirror, I've heard it called, and that's a pretty good description of it. Nobody makes you carry one of those. If they do, maybe you got to have one for your job or something. It's just while you're at the job. But they've drawn us in. Me too. And maybe you sit down, it's just, I'm going to take me a little breather here for 5 minutes. And then you start watching or seeing something interesting, and you're doing the thumb, you're wearing out your thumb, and pretty soon a half an hour has passed, or 2 hours have passed. And it's like, my gosh, where'd the time go? What went right here? We didn't used to have these. Other scientists have broken this down and said the mind needs spaces, periods of nothingness. That's how it relaxes. And it relaxes the human body. And it's a regenerative healing type thing. The mind needs that. What it doesn't need is this. Constantly feeding it, wearing out your thumb, putting a groove in the screen. Constantly. People can't even drive down the damn road now without one of these. Mounted, attached, so it's just a hand. It's just right there so I can wear it with my thumb. Never mind this, driving, behind the wheel. I got one of these, see. I got a black mirror. So this perception of time is moving faster. No, you're burning it up along with your thumb with these damn black boxes. That's nobody's fault but ours. You can blame the government. You can blame Apple. You can blame anything you want to blame. The point is, it's our fault. Nobody makes us do that. And the next thing you know, 20 minutes have passed, like I said. 2 hours have passed. A week has passed. A year has passed. Already? We're already at my date of my birth. Again? Already? It just happened. Well, you missed a lot of that because you're on the black box. Time isn't moving any faster or any slow. Well, maybe a smidge slower, like I mentioned before. But generally speaking, time's moving at the same amount of speed that it ever did. It's your perception of it. It's gone a little wonky and a little haywire. Our minds aren't being allowed to relax, to rejuvenate. And one of the best parts of my day, first thing early in the morning, and last part really, really late at night, but early in the morning, I come out in this shop. I don't turn that phone on, and I just sit. Now I can kind of feel it at about the 40-minute mark. Try to be around an hour. I don't turn that box on. I don't turn the radio on. I don't turn anything on. I turn me on gradually, slowly. Things start coming around. I think about some weird stuff. I think about people I haven't thought of in 35 years. It's just, the mind just kind of goes where it will, and I don't try to control it. I let it go. And it's become one of my favorite parts of the day, this gradual coming around. It's probably some kind of healing power. Whereas most people go to bed with one of these in their hands, and they wake up and they got to check who said what about who in the monsoon season. Be scared because of everything, the weather, the government, the aliens, the this, the that, and make sure that you don't want to start your day being scared. I'm as hooked as anybody. Well, that's not necessarily true, but I spend a fair amount of time watching stuff on YouTube. So it's even gotten to me. Nobody made us do that. There is no law that says you got to carry one of these around. But that's where you get this idea in your head that time's moving faster. It isn't. Thank you for watching. Thanks for putting up with the gap. I guess you didn't really have any choice. I didn't even fill out the proper paperwork for vacation. And I've actually been really busy. I do appreciate your time. Hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time.